Good morning. Greetings from Maine. My name is Tammy, and I'd like to welcome you to SoFly's Unique Boutique. It is the name of my small business where I do quilted items. I'm trying to incorporate my cross stitch into my quilting by doing like wall hangings and so on and so forth. I do finish my own things. I've only sent one thing out to get framed ever, but I do try to finish my own projects. Or do my own finishing, so to speak. So today is January 10th, and we're at FlossTube number 73. So if you are new here, because I know I got a small bump in subscribers, welcome, and I hope you like what you see and you like and subscribe. If you are a regular here, thank you so much for coming back every week. I really do appreciate it a lot. So, I don't have any finished significals this week, so how about we just jump into the stitching, shall we? Alright, I'm going to start with the two new starts that I had. The first one, is a gift for someone in my networking group. He is an avid coffee drinker and an avid reader. So I found this that I downloaded quite a while ago. It's from Yellowbird Stitches. There's a bookmark, and I'm doing the lighter one over here. And I got a pretty good jump on it. I'm doing it on a 16 count antique white that was a scrap, or basically, a small enough piece that, like a remnant, I guess you could call it. I got them from Welcome Stitchery. So, and here's how much I have gotten done. I'm back stitching as I go along. I have to finish all I need is, and then I'm back stitching the books. And I had these coffee beans, but I had them all in the wrong spot, so I gotta go back and fix that. And then I can move on to section number 2, which is coffee and books. And they're all divided up in like these little sections. So there's 3 sections, and I need to get to section 2. So here it is. I started this, I believe, on January 8th. I'm loving how it's coming out. It's a very cute little piece. But yeah. So I'll try to get some more of that done this week or this weekend. The other start I started was Cute Ghost Pond Small. This is done by Sir Kai A. Cronin. That's the artist, and it was charted by Stitches So Beautiful. This is my first Stitches So Beautiful piece. There's a lot of 939. Like a whole heck of a lot. 939. So I'll get there. I started this last Friday, on the 3rd. Yeah, and I'm loving it. I mean, granted, the only thing I'm doing right now is background, but you know what? It's okay. It's okay, and it's my first time ever doing diagonals, Usually I don't do diagonals with the full coverages I have right now. Because I'm not, I know that there is a way to, with your finger, you can go across and, you know, I just do it by blocks with the pattern keeper. And this is what I've got done. I've gotten approximately 400 stitches done, and I finished 2 diagonals. Well, the first one I did was 20 by 20. I don't like that. I can't do it. So I cut it down to 10 by 10, and that seems to go a little bit easier. But yeah, this is the only color I got going right now is 939, which is fine. But I think I'm doing a pretty good job with it. So there's that. Okay. So those are my 2 new starts. Granted, I said I wasn't going to have very many new starts, and I was going to try to finish 2 finishes before I had any new starts. Well, these ones came up on my wheels. So I'm going by my wheels. Now, for myself and things, well, the bookmark is a gift. So, but for my own new starts, I'm still waiting for to get 2 finishes. That's what I'm doing. And once I get those 2 finishes, man. But anyway, doing the focus pieces is taking a little bit of getting used to. Usually I jump from piece to piece, but doing the focus stitches are, they've been taking a little bit of getting used to. I only missed 1 day, which was, I believe, Wednesday. Yes. Friday, Saturday, Friday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday the 8th was the only day that I missed on my John Adams Family. Other than that, I've been doing, and I know I said I wanted to do 100 stitches a day, but this is what I'm going to do with all my 25s and 25. Just going to do 1 to 200 stitches, 100 being minimum, a day until it's done. I'm not going to pick any extra. I did with the Christmas bears, and I just can't do it. Can't. So, I most likely will not work on my 100 stitches a day on Wednesdays, because Wednesdays is specifically for my long nose sampler queen of hearts. So it's just the way it's gonna be. Alright, so this is my focus to a finish on 2025. It's the Adams Family. It's by Plum Street Samplers. And I have to, I'm going to need to do a little bit of frogging, but that's okay. I mean, it's not a lot, just a little bit. The back that's right here, on mine, it's up 1 row too many, which throws everything else off. So I need to get the bat out and restart I'm going to restart the lady, because I also noticed I got a problem with her. and I haven't done much of her dress, and the two gentlemen, the pitchfork and the pumpkin. I do know that this has an error in it somewhere. I have no idea where. I don't care. I'm not worried about that. Um, but I do have a considerable amount done. Since the first, since, um, so far, not counting the stitches that I already had in it, I have gotten 2,711 stitches in this for the short period of time that I've been working on it. I started getting 200 stitches a day. New Year's Eve, I got over 4. Um, so yeah, I have a feeling that this is going to be finished by the end of the month, if not sooner. So it's on a 16 count. Um, yeah, it is on a 16 count. Here we go. Brown neutral color, and I concentrated mostly today on getting this done. I still have a little bit to go, but um, and then I'm going to come up here and frog him out. I'm not doing the 1/1. If I have to, I'll do quarter stitches. I don't care, but I'm not doing 1/1. This is, like I said, this is on a 16 count or an 18 count, one or the other. I'm not quite sure. I have it written down, but this is what it looks like. It's definitely a autumnish, Halloweeny stitch, which I like. With the Halloween stuff. So, see how much I get done. And then don't think I brought it over. Nothing. The next one I worked on was Deer and Owl. And I put 300 stitches in on this one. Because for my stitcher word, I worked on 2 words at once. And my stitcher word for this one was resolution and snowy. So there was 3 O's. So I figured I got the owl in there. So and I call it deer and owl. So that's why I worked on it. And I got a lot of this motif here worked on, and I finished this little part. And this is done on a 16 count weight because I did my hair and deer on a 16 count weight. And here we are. Oops, get up there. So like I said, still have to work on this motif and finish it. And then I finished the bird. This is going to come out on the 31st of every month because I started it on December 31st, 2024. So I just have to be mindful of dates. Okay. Get that one. Oh, and the Addams Family, I also used it for the U in resolutions because it has an urn in it. Alright, next is let's see here. This is another focus piece. It is the Cheshire Cat from Miss Pagatti's. And I am hopefully going to be starting the tail. So I hope. And I've gotten so far on this. Ooh, I did not write it down. Oh, yes, I did. 1,000 stitches. I'm not quite sure the percentage. This is what it looks like. I've got the bow complete, and this is part of the picture frame. And I made it all the way over to this corner. So I have 2 corners complete. So I'm going to try to work in this area here next time, or when I work on it. I don't know if I'm going to work on it today or wait until this weekend, because I need to catch up a couple of days. I worked on it 3 days. I worked on it the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th. So if I work on it this weekend, maybe I'll get another big chunk done. We're supposed to get snow tomorrow, maybe. So we'll see. Seems like the whole country's getting snow except for the Northeast. It's weird. But a lot there. Okay, here's that. Okay, so the next one I worked on was my Book of Dragons by Haunted Frames. Haunted Frames by Amanda Elliott, Book of Frost. I love this one. I really do. The only problem that I have with this one, and I'm not cooking it all out, so I'm probably not going to, and if I do, I'm going to put it closer to the dragon, I think. The dragon is 1 stitch too far over, and I'm not taking it all out because I counted from here. So, and I have to back stitch around the page. So if I do that, I'm going to do it closer to the dragon than I am closer to the book. Either that or just not do that line, but I don't think it'll look good, so I might just do it closer to the dragon. But I love these colors. I dyed this 18 count myself. I want to say that it's a teal. And I love it. I actually stitched these, and I do have a little snowflake there that you can't really see, but that's part of it. There's a lot of onesie twosie stitches, but that's alright. So, and then once I get this one, I have to work on today because it was my temperature for yesterday. So I need to get 100 stitches on this. So I haven't done that yet. I write the temperature down every day, and then if I have time to work on it, then I do. If I don't have time to work on it, I wait until the next day. So temperature stitching for today is going to be The Big Bang Theory. I think I might have the picture. Do I have the picture? Yes, I do. This is for the 6th. So we're supposed to get up to 36, which has actually been warm compared to this week. Yeah, it's been cold around here. So this is for the 6th. And this is my list of temperatures. Arctic fox I can show. I think I have let me in. I do have Frank and Elvira, but I haven't worked on it because it hasn't come up. Wizard Gnome number 3, Wizard Gnome number 4, and Wizard Gnome number 2. Wizard Gnome number 3 and 4 will be new starts if it comes up. 6 is The Big Bang Theory. 7 is Such a Fright. Book of Dragons is number 8, and Halloween Squirrel is number 9. So I worked on Wizard Gnome number 2, and I did 300 stitches because it came out twice in temperature, and once I used it as the W for snowy. I'm trying to work on 2 words at a time. So here's what he looks like. He's cute. I did have to do some frogging because I put the wrong color in here. Don't ask me what I was thinking was the wrong color. So, but here he is. And this is how far I got with my little wizard. Now, this up here kind of looks like a pig nose, but his nose is behind this little symbol for, I think it's Harry, Hermione, and Ron. And then I'm kind of going across. So I did a color here, and then I got to fill in, and then do the black and fill in, and then do this part, fill in. So I'm coming to the white and the peaches and the 2 different shades of red for his arms and arms, and then the 2 peaches for his hands and face. And then he's got like some gray in the beard. Then I'll move my way up to that. Oh, not even showing it to you. I'm sorry. I apologize. But yeah, we're getting into nose here, and then we have beard, and then the arms, and then the hands come over this way. Then we have feet. And the symbol goes all the way down to the feet. So, not a lot of black, but some black. The back stitching on this is not going to be enjoyable, but that's okay. They're very long stitches. I don't like that. But it is what it is. So, yeah. So that's number 2. Now, in my temperature stitching, I also have 3 and 4. So, 3 is the Slytherin. These are all from FlossTube.com. And they do have a website and an Etsy store. I got them on Etsy. I bought a bundle. So this is the Slytherin one. I like him. You can see more of his face. And then number 4 is Hufflepuff. And number 2 is Gryffindor, of course. And number 1, no, this is Hufflepuff. That one was Ravenclaw. Number 4 is Ravenclaw. This one is Hufflepuff. And I have to fix this one. Yeah. But I kitted them all up at once because they all basically have the same colors, just different hat colors, so on and so forth. So I've been using number 2 for temperature stitching, and it's been working out quite nicely. So there's that. Okay, there we go. Oh, my next one, this one has let me in because I had a hard time finding this, and then it finally dawned on me. He's in the bad bag. This is Victor. Oh, this is Victor. This is from Mama Witch X Stitch, and according to what the title is here, is Let Me In. And he is definitely a little autumny trick-or-treating bat named Victor. I named him Victor. So, and then I worked on him for what? Ooh, I forgot to put him down. I think I worked on him for temperature stitching. Pretty sure I did. And I ended up getting 100 stitches in him. And here he is. I worked on these leaves here. And I got these little doodads filled in. I've still got to rip out this color here and replace it with the brownish color here. I'll do that when I work on that side, because the next time this comes up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work down over this way and try to get his other wing started. He looks very funny with just one wing. But he's very cute. I like him. I think Andy the crow stitcher finished this one. But I had just started cross stitching when I got this one, um so hopefully he'll be another finish soon. Hopefully. Come on. So, oh, I don't have to cross anything out because I forgot to write it down. Yay! Having this week has been weird. I'll just leave it at that. Okay. So I think I'm missing one, but you know what? That's all right. I'm not gonna worry about it too often. I have no idea where I ended up. So I'm gonna find out eventually. Wednesday, I worked on my Queen of Hearts Long Dog Sampler. And I'm doing this on an 18 count vintage smoky white. And I'm using a sulky blendable. That's what it kind of looks like. And it is number 4007. It does not give a color. But I think 123 Stitch did, and it's like maybe some wines or maroons or something to that effect. So that's that. And since this was my new day, new year, new start, and after working on it Wednesday, I have 760 stitches. And this is where I am. Oops, I got upset the wrong way. So what did I do, you ask? Right, I brought this border down. I brought this border down so it could connect here. I worked on the rabbit and then got all this done this way. So I did 381 stitches, I think. So, yeah. And then what I did was I went across this way. So the next time I pick it up, I'm going to finish this border because there's another line that goes across and then it starts breaking up like this. So I'm going to finish up that border. I'm nowhere near the corner at all. I checked, I'm not. But this border where I stopped is on the second page, which is right here. This is where I stopped. So it's the second page and I'm doing it 10 by 10. So what I have been doing is on this side, I'll do something in here and then I'll bring it down until it meets what I did in here. With this one, what I'm doing is from the stitch I left, the end of the first row of 10, I'm doing it, one stitch at a time because of the variation. So right up here, one of the stitches isn't complete. So what I will do is I will count over 10, start putting those stitches in and going this way. And then I'll grab that and I'll leave one open. And then I'll grab the stitch I missed. And then here, all I have to do is match it up. But this is where, when I did this one before, this is a restart actually. When I did this one before, that's how I screwed up. I miscounted somewhere and I had no idea where. So I actually considered it just doing it in red, but I saw this material, this floss here, and I absolutely fell in love with it. So there it is, my Queen of Hearts. I love my little Queen of Hearts, and I love working on this. I really do. I didn't think I was going to, but because I screwed up the last time. But when I started it the last time, I had just gotten home from the hospital, and my brain was working. Anyway, and there's that one. All right. Now, as far you saw Let Me In, you saw Wizard 2, 3, and 4. You saw The Big Bang. You saw The Book of Dragons. The only thing I don't have over here is oh, actually, I do have it over here. No, I don't. Hold, please. All right, sorry. Thank you for waiting. I appreciate that. Arctic Fox. That one is so Wizard Gnome number 3 was 0. Arctic Fox is number 1. This thing is driving me crazy. Alright, let's go to Pattern Keeper. I have turned the volume down on this like 3 times and it's still too loud. Okay. Gets up this way. Mm-hmm. Mm. Come on, where are you? Where are you? That's not it. That's not it. Mm. My lord. Alright, I missed it somewhere along the line. Right there. Alright. This is the Arctic Fox. This is the mock-up on pattern paper. I don't have a picture for it. This is number 1 for my temperature stitching. Now, I got the idea from Jen the Craftinated Crafter, who got the idea from Siski. Siski Stitches. If you've never watched Siski, please do. She's so damn cute. It's nice. And she tries so hard. She really does. So I started, when I first started temperature stitching, I did the highs and the lows. Well, that stopped me from doing it completely. So I thought, and I took another page out of Jen's book about just doing the highs. So that's what I've been doing for the month of January. Now, am I going to continue this all year? I don't know. I really don't know. Because I have other things that I want to kind of figure out. So, number 2 is Let Me In, which is Victor. Number 3 is Frank and Elvira. Picture right here. So, this is Frank and Elvira Gobelstein. You've been watching me work on this on and off for quite a while. Well, I only have a little over 100 stitches left on this. I might have to change. Yeah. I might just have to change it. Because I'm also using this for DE in one of my words. Fireplace. Using this for the E in fireplace. There's 2 E's. I don't have enough for 2 E's, but I do have enough for an E. So, I have a feeling I'm going to be finishing this one soon. And then, so you saw Wizard Gnome number 4, you saw Wizard Gnome number 2, you saw the Big Bang. I should just put these all together, I really should. And make my life a lot easier, I think. Okay. So, number 7 is Teresa Kogut's Such a Fright. And Can I use it for something else? No. So it only got 100 stitches in it, but that 100 stitches helped. So this is done on a 16 count amber. I think I got this from Witchell's. Here it is. So what I worked on was I got this whole side of the H boxed in, and then I worked on the next letter down, which is the letter E. So I did that. So that was 100 stitches on that. This technically needs 1,000. So hopefully number 7 comes up a few more times. Yeah. So yeah. So there's that bag. Oh, I forgot to show you. Showed you the picture of the art box. I forgot to show you where it was. And I started doing this on paper, and then I got it into Pattern Keeper. So this is how much I've completed. Gotten the trees done, and I think this is all one side. And your paper pattern right here. Yep. So it's only going to be this long. Okay. And then over this way is a big huge box. And this other tree. So. And I think this is done on another teal piece. So, yep. That's that one. And then number 9 is the blue flower Halloween. I love this. I absolutely love it. It's so cool. And I think I'm doing this one on a 16 count Icelandic beige. Last time I worked on it, I finished up the acorns. I worked on this vine here. So the next time I work on it, I want to try to get some of this border done and over. Some of this border done and over. I think I'm going to have to make a copy, a working copy, because I've been doing it right off the pattern. But it's just been this side, and then there's like part of a hand here, or part of a paw here from the Dracula, the squirrel dressed up like Dracula, and it's in the shaded area. So I'm gonna have to put it in my printer and make a copy. But yeah, that's how much I got done, and it hasn't been called since, so we'll see. They'll just be lounging until they're called, I guess, or unless I decide to work on them myself. So that's it. Now, I've been watching a lot of whip parades, and I have been watching a lot of people doing Monopoly stitching. Okay. Not my thing. Don't want to do Monopoly. I don't even want to follow along, work on a project. Like, say I wanted to follow somebody's token on the board. And maybe stitch a couple different, no, Don't want to do that. And then Andy from the Crow Stitcher came up with a clue game using the people and weapons and whatnot from Clue. So she's got Mrs. White, and she's got Miss Scarlet, and Mr. Green, and so on and so forth. I was like, I could do that. Well, I did for a little bit, and then I stopped because it got to be too much. So I revamped it a little bit, and so I told you before when I started this, it was wrestling, WWE wrestling. So I have 12 wrestlers in here, and their stitch counts are anywhere from 100 to 200 stitches. I have finishing holds in here, which are 200 stitches apiece. And then I have arenas, which are my whips. And I don't know if I'm going to add stitches to them. I might, but I don't know. I might not. If, say, the arena's right and the wrestler and the finishing hold are wrong, then I have to pick another wrestler and another finishing hold and put that many stitches on this same whip. So I put 12 whips in here. I don't have any pictures of them, I'm sorry. So I have Carol and Nick Gobaclaws, She Mad Had Her Dreams, The Queen of Hearts by Long Dog, Two Ghosts in a Pond, The Queen of Hearts Full Coverage, the Edgar Allan Poetry, and I'm also going to use that one for some of my E's in my words. The Owl Full Coverage, which is the one by Cross Stitch TR that has all that confetti and white background. Lots of white. Three Cheers, which is the modern folk and no, My Chemical Romance stitch for my daughter. The October 31st spool. She Got Lost in Wonderland, which is my Alice in Wonderland from Lizzie's Little Loops. The Arctic Fox. Such a Fright. And that's it. So there are few full coverages in there. Which, okay, works for me. Yes. And then we have the finishing holds, which are 200 stitches apiece. Now, unless you watch, like WrestleMania or Survivor Series or SmackDown, which is the show, Raw, which is the show, you may not know any of this, but that's okay. That's okay. If you do, and you like watching wrestling, well, hey, cool. My daughter and I watch it all the time. Okay, so we have Silk Slam. Sweet Chin Music. Sister Abigail. Bionic Elbow. Curb Stomp. And these are finishing holds from specific wrestlers, which are in this one. We have Tombstone Pile Driver. We have Claymore. It's a kick. Crossroads. Riptide, Pedigree, Armbar, and Superman Punch. So there's that. And I have a story that goes with this. Oh my goodness. And then we have the wrestlers. So my favorite, he's retired now, is the Undertaker, and he gets 100 stitches. So if I picked him in the Tombstone Pile Driver, which is it was his finishing move, that would be 300 stitches on, say, Cute Ghosts on a Pond. Another one of my favorites, Drew McIntyre. And he's got 125 stitches. Then we have Seth Rollins, and he's got 175. We have Kane, that's 100. Rhea Ripley, which has 150. And hers is the Riptide. And she's very gothic, kind of, she dresses kind of like a dominatrix. So it's interesting. She's interesting. And when she smiles, she looks like the female version of the Joker. uh, we have Shawn Michaels, who got 100 stitches, and he is no longer wrestling professionally. He has retired, but he still works for the WWE. We have Roman Reigns, which is 125. We have Bray Wyatt, which is 125, and he passed away at 30, 37, 38. He had a heart attack in his sleep and died. So, where's that? This is my daughter's favorite. We have Cody Rhodes for 200. We have his dad, who passed away. His name is Dusty Rhodes, and he was the cutest thing ever. 150 stitches. He wasn't. If you watch the wrestlers today, they're all buff and, you know, they're all muscle bound and a little bit on the thin side. They have very, very little body fat. He had a tummy. He had quite the tummy. And, but when he talked, he was just so cute, so cute. And then we have China, who is quoted to be the ninth wonder of the world. She was a woman who was like 6 feet tall, and she was built. I guess at one time she was a bodybuilder. And then they didn't want her in the WWE because she was during the time of the Diva era. So she wasn't very pretty until they did a lot of plastic surgery on her, and it was really sad. But anyway, 175 stitches on her. And then we have Becky Lynch, who is another one of my daughter's favorites. And we only give her 100. So what I'm going to do, because the story behind this is I was sitting here at the table one day, I think it was last weekend, and my husband saw me writing wrestlers on these little index cards. And he's like, why are you writing wrestlers on index cards? So I explained it to him. I said, these are the murderers. These are the weapons. These are the rooms. The clue. Well, he understood that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have him and my daughter collaborate and pick. Not just not go through them and pick the ones they want, but just pick one, write down, pick another, write down, pick a third one. And then what I'll do is I'll pick. And all I need to know is if one of them's right. But I'll still do the stitches. The amount of wrestler and hold stitches on whatever they picked for the room or the arena. I'll still put, and then maybe I'll put them first and then ask. I don't know. We'll see. That's what I was doing before. And thanks to Andy, because she's the one that gave me the idea, and I just kind of expanded it out. And I'm still doing my Stitchy words, and I want to thank Angie from the Craft Cave and my friend Claudia. Claudia's only doing 2. I know one of them's snowy. I'm not quite sure what the other one is. But I know Angie's gotten quite a few of the letters done in resolution, or at least the last time she posted it in my Facebook group. So, if you want to do the words, that's fine. I have no problem with that. You can just go to my Facebook group because that's where I have my event. And the words are resolution, fireplace, snowy, and renew. It's a new year. You're renewing the year. So then that. The other thing I was thinking about was I know for myself, I have some gift stitching coming up. For January and February, I'm doing bookmarks. So I need to get the coffee one, get my butt going on that one. Because I don't have as much time in February to do a bookmark. So, and luckily for me, the one I picked out is mostly back stitching. Yep, here it is. This is from Rogue Stitchery. It's called A Well-Balanced Life. And it says, the secret to a well-balanced life is a book in one hand and a cup of tea in another. Which is true. I mean, granted, I don't drink regular tea like everybody else does. I drink a different kind, but that's okay. And I think I'm going to change up the cup color because she's more of brownish. She likes more muted colors. You know, like dark blues, dark browns, light browns, that kind of thing. So, but this is the one I'm going to do. And according to this, it's got 1, 2, cool. There's some that are only 1.5 stitches. I like that idea. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 stitches, 11 colors. So I have a feeling I might just keep it the way it is because they're kind of corally. So. But yeah, so there's that. So that's going to be for somebody's birthday. It's in February. So I have not worked on the Gothic light yet. And I am starting the native gobbles tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to start it tomorrow or Sunday. I'm not quite sure which one yet. I don't know. Or maybe I've got a couple weeks. So how I worked it was the things that got the native gobbles I need to get 1,000 stitches in. And then the ghosts, which was my new start full coverage, is the first 2 weeks. So I gotta try to get 2,000 stitches in a week. I might not be having it. And then the Gothic light was the first 2 weeks, and then that's 500 stitches, but in actuality, that's 1,000. Because I changed up my book, but my paper said 500, so I'm sticking with the 500. And then Such a Fright, 1,000 stitches for the next 2 weeks. So the way I had it worked out was that from the 3rd to the 10th. Okay. There it is. Okay. So from the 3rd to the 10th is 1 week. From the 10th to the 17th is 2 weeks. And then from the 17th to the 24th is 1 week. And then the 24th to the 31st is 1 week. So that's how that's going to work for this month. Next month, I'm not quite sure what I'm doing. I think I'm just basically, if I've got finishes, because I'm hoping that I'll get the Gobblesteins finished, and I'm hoping that I will have the Addams Family done before the end of January. And the rate that I'm going, I just might get it done before the end of January. So, because I've got only maybe a quarter of it left. So, if that happens, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin for a new faux coverage, and where I have the native couple for my Quaker, but I'm only working on it until it gets 1,000 stitches, then I will spin for a new Quaker once I get those 1,000 stitches, if I can get it in 2 weeks. And then in February, I don't know how I'm going to do February yet, because this is a little bit too much for me. I don't mind having a focus whip, because I've done it before and doing 100 stitches a day until it's done. That I don't mind. But having, you know, temperature stitching, and then the words, and then possibly the game. The game's not going to get thrown in this month. Nope. We'll see. I think I might just stick with the focus piece, 2 focus pieces, 1 a full coverage, and 1 a 20, 25, and 25. And then I have replacements in case any of the temperature stitching, I get 1,000 stitches on 1 of them, or 2 of them. I have replacement pieces for that. And then for my Wednesday stitch is going to stay my Wednesday stitch. That I'm not waffling on that one. It's one day. It's my whip of the week for Wednesday. My Wednesday whip. And that's it. Unless it comes up somewhere else, which it just might. I don't know. We'll see. But that is my Wednesday whip, and that's the way it's going to be. So I'm going to keep that the way it is. And then if I get, like, I'm hoping to get 2 finishes this month. If I get those 2 finishes, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out a small start. Or what I might do, like one of my sheep. One of my sheep to get that finished. Or to start one of my sheep so I can get the whole series finished. That is hopefully my plan. And those sheep go quick, so it's not like it's going to be a hardship. No. So, my goals from the 10th to the 17th are going to be, so we're going to continue No, wait. Tammy. Plans. Okay. Continue. Working on Adam's family. Work on Cheshire Cat. So, since I have not worked on it since, well, I started working on it the 4th. So that was Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I have not worked on it since Monday. But I did get that many stitches in 3 days. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to do that. I'm going to work on it Saturday, Sunday, Monday for the rest of the month and see how much I can get done. So work on Cheshire Cat. I'll work on it a little bit. You know, if I get a couple hundred stitches in, cool. And then I'll move on to something else. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'm still trying to figure out how to not stitch all day and do other things. I'm working on that one. Okay, and then if it snows tomorrow, I'm going to put a little bit of time into Harry Potter. If we get snow. Work on Harry. Okay. What else I'm going to do on Saturday is I'm going to try to get that other diagonal done. I figure if I could do, you know, a diagonal tomorrow and a diagonal on Sunday, then maybe that'll bump me up a little bit. Finish 2 diagonals on Cute Ghost. Okay. I'll do that too. And then continue. Yep. Stitching. And stitch a word. Now, if I can get those words, I should just bang out those words at the first of the month. And then I can work on whatever I want for the rest of the month. As long as, you know, it's one of them is my focus. Either full coverage, 25 and 25, or both. Cheshire Cat is going to be for both because there's a sea in fireplace. Then I gotta figure out something with an eye. I think I might something from wrought iron stitchery or designs or something to that effect. And then continue. Oh, work on Gothic light. Maybe I'll do that today, this afternoon. And then start native couple. Let me see. Oh, finish bookmark. That's it. Now, one of these is contingent on whether we get snow. Apple. But I need to work on it anyway because we did get snow on December 24th. And I didn't work on it then. So, and throw a couple hundred stitches in it. Call it a day. Maybe I won't worry about it because that happened in 2024. That's a whole new year. So when I get my plans, I mean, I think my plans are going to change from month to month a little bit. Because February is a short month. Some have 30 days, some have 31. March only has 30 days, so I won't be working on my deer and owl. I think I have decided that on the 28th of February, I'm going to restart the cauldron, but I'm going to do it on maybe some 18 count. I don't know. I'll have to see how big of a piece I need. But other than that, that's it. That's it. I'm sorry if you got bored, but if you've stayed this long and you haven't liked and subscribed, please do. And believe it or not, I am part of the Stitches So Beautiful, the Whip Warriors, Semi-Stained Stitchers, and for my fellow Mainers, the Vacation Land Stitchers. And funny story. Sunday, I was looking at my phone and this picture comes up of these two cardinals that look kind of like stained glass, and it's really a pretty thing. And I looked at the name. I'm like, So I messaged this person and I said, I think I've seen this one before on the Fickle Stitches or Fickle Stitches. You wouldn't happen to be Cheryl, would you? And she goes, yes, I am. I'm like, oh my God. I said, I've been binging you for a little bit, and I did mention you on my channel. And she goes, you did? I'll have to go check it out. And I'm like, oh, hopefully you like my channel. I can subscribe. So anyway, but it was kind of a funny little coincidence. So I hope to see you next week. Have a safe week. Have a happy Stitchy week. And oh no, hold on. One more thing. Yes, one more thing. The giveaway for the Queen of Hearts extra pattern. What about that? So, we have 3 people. We have Claudia, we have Mama M, and we have Hilltop Stitching. They both use the words tarts. So, let's see who wins. Oh, Claudia, congratulations! You're a lucky woman. But I appreciate everybody. I do not have a giveaway for this week, but I will have something special next week. So keep on stitching on, everybody.